Good morning. Amy Jacobson here. Sean from Elmwood Park. I don't even know your last name. What is your last name?
My last name is Thompson.
Ah.
Yep, like the governor, except I don't ride side saddle when I go horseback riding.
Stop. Hey, he's Swedish. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
Governor
sure.
Thompson.
The man's man.
But you'll be filling in today and tomorrow for Dan Proft, who we've just been told he's at a fat farm. He's trying to slim down for a trip to the Dominican.
Yeah, they got a tight 20s to issue to get him to do a sit-up. This is the one. Why don't you tell the people how many times he leaves me on hold? Son of a gun. Well, nobody could hang up on me now, Proft, wherever you are.
Yeah, because Sean is in his
That's exactly
so thanks
right.
so much for coming in. And, of course, we're keeping an eye on the breaking news this morning. Vice President Mike Pence in the DMZ with a strong message for Kim Jong-un.
With white gloves on.
We're going to be having, and a members-only jacket, too, with an
He's
American
the last
flag
member.
taped to the side.
Yeah.
And his wife is there and his family. Have you seen it?
Well, he won't eat without her. And we don't want him to starve. It's outrageous. Yeah.
Well, we'll speak with Judd Babin at 7:37. And then at 8:08, Michael Steele will be here as well to discuss
I like
what's
Michael
going
Steele.
on.
The last Republican head chairman guy that I liked. And probably the only one to go to a female strip joint.
Oh, yeah. Let's bring that up, shall we?
He'll be fine with it.
Oh, yeah.
We might know the same people.
It's legal.
Yeah,
It's legal.
Skip in the VIP room. Tell him I sent you.
But always making news because, I just traveled to Arizona for a 3-day weekend.
Sure,
to
probably
see
saw a lot of my buddies.
Mom, and everybody asks about Illinois politics. What is wrong with Illinois? Why don't you have a balanced budget? Indiana, they follow their state's constitution and have a balanced budget.
Yeah.
But we haven't had one in a very long time.
We don't need one. They're all in on the same scam. Why don't we talk about this buffoon who wore a T-shirt that said, "I'm with the bacon"? Go ahead. Tell the people this. This will fry you up in the morning.
Well, that's a great leeway to introduce our next guest. She is Diana Rickert, Vice President of Communications for the Illinois Policy Institute, and she highlights ridiculous bills in the state legislature.
She's busy.
Always something fun to talk about. Good morning, Diana, and welcome back to the show.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's start with that BLT sandwich or that BLT T-shirt that somebody wore. Who was it, and what did it say exactly?
So it's Representative Steve Anderson. He's a Republican from Geneva, and he wore a T-shirt to the House floor that said, "Grab life by the bacon." And he considers himself the official leader of the Bacon Caucus, and after 2 years of very hard work, was able to get a resolution passed in the House to, listen to this, recognize and continue to defend the importance of bacon.
Oh, he's a moron.
2 years working on this.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a moron. And the people of St. Charles, I got news for you. You vote for him again, and you're the idiot. See, that's how it works. We keep, he's a Republican. Really? Well, he's got a T-shirt on, and he's worried about where his parking place is close to the door. And he worked 2 years on a bacon bill when the state is falling apart and people are running out like Miss O'Leary's cow kicked the candle or the lantern over again. Go ahead, you work on bacon, dummy.
Well, there's also a resolution to make milkweed the official state wildflower.
Why not? Put it on the bill.
Oh, yeah. So, I was looking at just a few of the things that the legislature's been working on this session, and you hear about the big crises like how we have, $13 billion in unpaid bills and $130-some billion in pension liability. But Democrat Anna Moeller from Elgin proposed two bills about milkweed. One was asking to make the official state wildflower milkweed, and in another bill, which the House actually passed, no one is allowed to call milkweed a noxious or exotic weed, despite the fact that it actually is poisonous.
Oh.
You can't say that anymore because the Illinois legislature says no.
I am saying it right now. Noxious exotic.
I'll say whatever I want to say. Who's going to stop me? These overweight Illinois politicians? Probably another girl that hasn't seen her feet in 10 years. Oh,
Stop
please.
it.
It's sickening.
But one thing, and people are keeping an eye on this. President Barack Obama's birthday, August 4th, they wanted to make that an official state holiday. How much would it have cost, and why did it go down?
For most of us, it really wouldn't have made a big difference because we go to work anyways. But state workers who belong to AFSCME, the biggest public employee union in the state, would have had the day off as a paid holiday.
Would anyone know?
Well, you would, because it costs you $3.2 million a year, and it would have been their 14th state holiday in a single calendar year.
Well, let me just ask
14th paid holiday off.
Can I ask a math question? How much would it have cost us?
$3.2 million in holiday pay, and they say $16 million in lost productivity.
So if I just think outside of what you're saying, that means it costs us $3.2 million a day every day. right?
Essentially, yeah.
Oh, that's great. $3.2 million to drive around in your brand new orange truck and sit on the shoulder of a road and screw up traffic while two guys sweep. That's great. Put it on the bill. And you wonder why things are bad. Come
So
on.
I guess President he's going to need to share President's Day with 40-some predecessors after all, right?
Yeah, take the day off. He did.
And then I noticed just last week there was a debate, and it was a pretty robust debate about requiring elementary and high schools to teach cursive writing. And
Ooh.
I have two young kids. I can't believe their signature. They don't have a signature. And then they'll receive letters from our family members, thank you notes and birthday cards, and they can't read.
Well, they text back.
No,
text grandma.
They can't read cursive. So I thought that this was a measure that should have been passed, but what happened to it?
Well, so Emmanuel Chris Welch is kind of how they call him. Chris Welch, he's from Hillside. He's a Democrat. He wanted to mandate that you have to have a class in cursive in elementary and in high school. And a lot of schools do still teach it, but they kind of leave it up to the school and what the balance of the curriculum is. But he wanted it to be a state law to require this. And he was really going to the mattresses for this one. He said, it is our job as the General Assembly to pass good policy. This is good policy.
Yeah.
This is about the kids and the future of our state. But this bill went down. They didn't pass it. But they talked about the value of cursive and why certain people may or may not be able to read each other's signatures and how learning cursive helps you write faster and helps you pass the bar exam. And everyone in the General Assembly
We need more lawyers.
kind of relate to that. And, all these reasons that, really have nothing to do with whether this should actually be a mandated, state law and state class and what else are we mandating that you have to teach and don't have to teach in schools. So that one didn't go through. But even when you have bills that don't pass, there's a lot of time and effort and resources and money wasted on getting it to that House floor debate.
The whole thing's a waste.
Getting it to the drafting point, right? So any of these things, there are a number of other things that they were doing. There's one lawmaker that was trying to ban certain elephants. Certain Asian and African elephants.
Nice.
Parts of
That'll get rid of half the assembly.
So, wait, banning elephants from where?
Traveling circuses in Illinois.
Oh.
So see.
And another one about, should you be able to sell a Red Bull to someone who's 18 or younger? Or should you, this was my favorite one as a parent, a parental bullying act that if you knowingly embarrass your child, you could be committing the crime of parental bullying.
Really?
Oh my God!
So that's
if I
full-on
discipline my
statism.
kid, if I discipline my child, don't touch them. But if it's interpreted through them that I'm bullying them, then I could get in trouble.
Right, and that one didn't pass either. But all of these things.
And can I ask who proposed that? A Republican or a Democrat?
It was a Democrat. It was LaShawn Ford on the parental bullying.
Oh, I know LaShawn Ford.
I like LaShawn.
Oh yeah, he's a whiz kid with the property. Special deals, different mortgages, a little bit of a casino problem, but don't worry, everything will be all right. He's another lowlife. Please. And you're going to tell me what to do? I'll tell you, the problem with this whole assembly is they think they can control us. We should be controlling them because they have done nothing for decades except burden us with their failures. Throw every one of them out, including you, LaShawn Ford. Don't worry, you could be a dealer at Rivers Casino. Oh, please. I stop pretending that these guys are good at anything. Idiot.
So when do you think they're going to get to the $13 billion backlog of unpaid bills?
Well, it's going to be a while because lawmakers actually let themselves out on spring break until the end of the month.
Oh.
And so they're off home getting paid and not doing anything.
Yeah, put your feet
They were doing a whole lot on these problems when they were in Springfield. But they are on spring break all the way until April 25th.
Wow, I thought spring break was officially over after today, but through the end of the month, how long have they been having a month-long spring break?
It's been about a week, maybe 10 days or so. I kind of thought we were done with spring break when we were done with 8th grade or high school, that you kind of, just kind of work year-round all the time. When there's stuff that your house is on fire, you're trying to fight that fire all the time, 24/7, but that's not how it's going in Springfield. So we think that they're going to get to the big issues of how do we solve all these problems, and they are nowhere close.
We got a better chance of them solving problems not being there. Because when they are there, I got news for you. It's like spring break again because it's Caligula down there for nerds. None of their husbands or wives are down there. They're all staying in the same motel. Can't wait to cancel a meeting and go drink. It's all
they
a
do.
scam.
And they go karaoke
Oh, of course
and
they
stay
do.
out. And they have
Please. I'd like to own a strip joint in Springfield.
Hey, Diana, well, I want to ask you about Mike Madigan. Does he have control of the state plane, or is Governor Ronner have that? Do you know?
I believe that the governor, Mike Madigan, and Cullerton all have access to the state plane.
Oh, yeah.
Or a
The
state
booster
plane to
seats
fly
on the
around.
plane were a tip-off. Midgets.
No, because one time I was in when I used to fly privately a while ago.
Ooh.
I landed in East St. Louis. They have an airport there, and I saw the state plane. You know, Abraham Lincoln's mug is
yeah,
on
sure.
the tail
Like a
of the
penny.
plane. And Lisa Madigan was in there. She said, "Well, I'm borrowing my dad's plane." And I said, "Your dad's plane?"
Yeah.
And she was real nice about it. She's, she's not
she's
braggadocious.
wonderful. You'd
She
be
was just-
nice, too. You didn't have to go through
But
security.
I'm just saying that she called that her dad's plane.
Well, it is.
And I thought, wow, they flew you down with our tax dollars. I could have put you on Southwest Airlines for $45.
Southwest, we beat the competition, not you. Listen,
But I'm just saying that she had access to that, and she acted as if it was
we're
her
all
own
their
property.
employees. She's right. It is their plane. They make the rules. We pay the bill. How many gas cards do Illinois workers have? How many cars do Illinois workers have? And how many gallons of gas do Illinois workers buy with our money every day? Anybody got an answer? Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Tool around in your $85,000 Explorer that I'm sure you cut a great deal on. You don't know the car dealer never give a campaign contribution, though, huh? No,
Pick
never.
up the contract.
It's all a scam.
All right. Well, thanks, Diana Rickert. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. And she is the Vice President of Communications for the Illinois Policy Institute, and she joined us on our Turnkey.pro answer line.